We're continuing now with a video lesson on simple round shapes. This is part 2. In part 1, we talked about how we could create circles inside squares and extend them to become prisms, as in cylinders, or towards being pyramids such as cones. And then we spoke about half shapes, half rounds. So what could you create by only constructing half of a circle? And we saw how we could create sort of cutaway cones and these kind of shapes right here. Well, we're going to bring that together and we're going to attempt a slightly more complicated shape. It's still simple, in other words, the curvature still happens in one direction, but it's of a slightly more complex object. And the object in question, is a little refill bottle. Now, it's a bottle that I use for my markers. It's a little refill bottle for markers, and let's construct it out of squares and circles. Okay, so let's put in our square right here. And then it also has, on top it has a lid, probably about that shape. So again, in 2 dimensions, I'm building my boxes. Let's see how long that is. Building my squares, and I'm trying to see what it looks like in flat. So, in actual fact, it has a curve that goes from just about the halfway point here, all the way down. So from the halfway point, down like that. And it goes straight across the bottom. And also from a side view, kind of looks like that. And then on top here, we've got a lid, which is again is round, that's a cylinder. So from side on, let's call that our elevation. It looks like a rectangle. Now from the top, what we've got is we've got the lid fitting exactly inside a circle right there, and we've also got the outside shape of the bottle. So from the top, let's figure that out. The bottle and the lid is kind of in that shape. That's good enough for us just now. And that's our top view, so that's our plan view. So we're going to try and take these 2 orthographic drawings and turn them into an isometric right here. Okay, it's a sketched isometric, it's not measured or anything like that, but proportionately it's going to be the same as what we've got right here. We're going to look at the sizes of each of these divisions on our construction line. We're going to look at the width and the height of things and make sure we get that right when we're doing isometric view. So, just as we built this one out of squares, we have to build our isometric equivalent out of boxes. And the first box we're going to build is this main one right here. So let's start with this front edge. Okay, so let's just pop that edge in. Let's get it roughly the same size. Okay, I'm using my fingers here like that, but that's roughly the same size. And then let's send back our lines at 30 degrees. Now, let's get this. Let's use our pencil to measure about there. Okay, let's get that the right size. And let's get that roughly the right size. This is only sketching. We don't have to be exact. We just have to be in proportion. Send that back. Oh, that's way off. Let's get that line and bring that back right there. So that is our box into which we're going to put most of this bottle. Let's divide it up. Let's use our diagonals. Now, do you know what? We will have to build the back face here, because we're effectively building a prism with one shape on the front face, which goes all the way back. So it helps. It really does help if if we put in our invisible back face as well. And again, construct it. So this is going to start to get really quite messy with construction lines now. I'm using a pen, so I can't exactly rub out the ones I don't want. If you're using a pencil, then once your construction lines start to become less important, you can actually go and rub them out and make it all a little bit clearer. So let's take a look at this curve right here. We've got to get this right. Now the curve starts at the halfway point up there, goes all the way down to the bottom corner. There's our halfway point there. We can construct that with the lines. Let's take that across to the other side. So halfway point. And it goes down to this corner. Let's put in our, you can see where it proportionately, what's that, about 3/4 of the way along? 1, 2, 3/4 of the way along, somewhere there. So we've got to get from there. Let's turn the shape. Let's turn the sheet round. Got to get from there to there through that point right there. It's approximately that shape. Same is true on the other side. Let's find the same points on the other side. So let's go back. There's a point there. Let's find that back corner. There's a point there. Let's find, there's a little center piece. Let's go back. It's probably that distance there. It's probably about that distance there. So on the back, this time, exact same curve. Exact same curve. Try to ignore the one that you've just drawn. It will confuse you. Drawing the exact same curve like that. So that's us get that curve at the back on both that side and that side. At the front, we've got another half round thing. From our previous lesson, we've basically got this going on at the front of the bottle. We need to build a semicircle. So let's take a look at where the centre axis is. Probably about halfway between those two bits. So let's do this one in blue actually, so that it stands out. Let's put in a centre axis there and send it back. So we're building out of boxes and crates. Let's send that back. That's that axis in there. Let's put that blue one in right there. And then let's find a little halfway point. There's our halfway point. Now let's put that down that way. Extend that back to there. Put the diagonals in for circle construction. Now we know that this semicircle is going to touch that point and that point and that point, and there's also going to be about 2/3 of the way along those diagonals. So let's draw that in just now. Same goes in the bottom. Let's put a diagonal in out to the corners, and we know 2/3 along the diagonal, 2/3 along the diagonal. I'm going to have to draw a nice curve right there. So we've started to build this up. Let's darken that in. Let's join these lines up and see what we've got. So we darken the edges that we can actually reach in and touch with our finger. So we can't reach around the back, so that the bits in the back there are not going to get touched. But we could reach back there. We could touch that edge. And we probably could reach in there. There's maybe an edge right in there. No sharp corners again. These simple round shapes just blend into straight lines. And there would be a join there. Those bits aren't dark, those can remain construction line. Now the next thing we have to put on is the cylinder on top. Now we've already constructed half of the cylinder right there. It's the same curve pretty much. So let me change the blue pen. Let's turn that semicircle into a full circle by adding in our extra little diagonals right here. Okay, and then projecting that up proportionately. Let's get the same height to about there, thrown back our angles at 30 degrees. From back there. I'm always checking proportions. I'm seeing where does that bounding box come down to. It comes down to halfway across the bottom one. So halfway is there, right in line with that construction. That angle, so I've not quite got my angles right here. That's it there. And again, let's put our diagonals in. That top face is going to become a circle. Okay, switching back to black. And by now we know how to construct a circle and the points that it touches. And then that comes down to those points right there. Let's darken some of this up so we can really see it. So again, we're darkening up the edges that we can actually touch with our finger. And all these simple curves rarely yield a sharp corner. But that is in essence how we construct simple round shapes using cylinders and half cylinders in order to get shapes that are slightly more complex.